Here is the Avast Security News Roundup for the week ending July 1st, 2022. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and get involved. The Commodity Futures Trading Commission charges Mirror Trading International with $1.7 billion fraud. The CFTC describes the case as its largest ever fraud scheme case involving Bitcoin. It alleged MTI's key figure, Cornelius Johannes Steinberg, accepted 29,421 Bitcoins from 23,000 Americans, and even more through the world for a commodity pool scheme he wasn't licensed to run. Victims of the scheme believe they were investing their Bitcoin in a high-tech investment club to grow your Bitcoin. Charging documents said, citing MTI's statements, Steinberg allegedly said MTI's algorithm created passive income with 10% returns a month. Referring friends and family yielded a bonus, the documents said. Read more at CoinDesk at the link listed. Facial recognition in Oz. Despite concerns from privacy advocates, Australia is currently the only democracy in the world that uses facial recognition technology to aid COVID-19 containment procedures. Police ensure that Western Australian citizens are following the 7-day quarantine rule by sending periodic text messages that require the quarantined person to send a response in the form of a selfie within 15 minutes. The police then use GPS tracking and facial recognition tech to determine if the person is really at home. If they are not, the police show up at the door to issue a citation. Avast security evangelist Louis Carones believes the ends here do not justify the means. Privacy is a right, he commented. Being the only democratic government in the world using facial recognition to control and restrict your citizens' movements is a clear warning that something is wrong. Meanwhile, the Australian Human Rights Commission has called for a moratorium on facial recognition tech until Australia has laws in place to regulate its use. For more on this story, see the BBC. Zuo Rat attacks home office routers. Researchers believe a sophisticated malware dubbed Zuo Rat may be the product of nation-state hackers, given its range of capabilities and advanced stealth. The remote access Trojan has been observed since the end of 2020, and it has infected small home office routers made by Cisco, Netgear, Asus, and Dark Tech. Zuo Rat gets installed by exploiting unpatched vulnerabilities in the Soho devices. Then it is able to enumerate all devices connected to that router and collects the DNS lookups and network traffic they send and receive. Fortunately, like most router malware, Zuo Rat cannot survive a reboot, so restarting the device should remove the initial infection. For more, see Ars Technica. You may also find my video on modem advice helpful. Just follow the link listed. Dragon Bridge targets rare earth mining companies. The Dragon Bridge Group, known to promote the political interests of the People's Republic of China, seems to be working to disrupt rare earth suppliers and processors outside of China by spreading misinformation about them on social media. Experts believe the campaign is fueled by the drive to keep China in the dominant market position of rare earth exports. The rare earth market provides essential components for electronics, circuit boards, and batteries. The U.S. 2022 Defense Production Act, Title III, has recently been signed by Joe Biden to encourage domestic production of rare earth minerals, lessening the reliance on imports from other countries. The companies targeted by Dragon Bridge are large enough to threaten China's dominant position. For more, see ZDNet. U.S. State Department gets more proactive on cyber threats. The State Department Bureau of Intelligence and Research released a new cybersecurity strategy this week meant to create a more proactive culture when it comes to finding and fixing vulnerabilities. This is a comprehensive approach to shifting from a reactive cybersecurity posture to a proactive one where we're constantly hunting for potential threats in our environment rather than just waiting for alerts to fire and then we're investigating, commented Assistant Secretary of State Brett Holmgren. The new strategy involves migrating to the cloud, prioritizing and leveraging new technologies, and deploying real-time threat-based security functions. See Cyberscoop for more. The World Wide Web Consortium strikes a blow for digital freedom. W3C announced it was overruling the objections of Apple, Google, and Mozilla and approving W3C's decentralized identifiers, DIDs, 1.0 as a W3C recommendation, often described as the fundamental building block of decentralized identity. DIDs are now cryptographically verifiable identifiers that enable peer-to-peer connection between any two parties without requiring a central registrar or intermediary. This creates a private and secure channel between those two parties where data and communications can be exchanged, without the risk of any third parties being able to see or correlate that activity. Notably, yesterday's decision makes the DID the first identifier approved as a W3C standard since the URL. This milestone is especially meaningful for Avast and our customers because it will tear down the walls of the castles of cryptography and make the riches of digitally signed and encrypted data available to everyone, everywhere. Read the whole article at the link listed. This week's must-read on the Avast blog. Earlier this month, several European mayors received deepfake video calls from an impersonator of Vitaly Klitschko, the mayor of Kiev. These mayor-to-mayor video calls are a warning to us all to not accept anything without some proper vetting, especially when it comes to well-known individuals. Read the article at the link listed. And that wraps up this week's Avast Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.